Hello, I'm Red3yz, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 6 of my Minecraft Let's Play, because, quite frankly, it's about damn time. In this episode, I just want to quickly recap what I've been up to, and there's a few new inventions I have, or maybe they're not new, but some things I made. Also in this show, I'm going to show you changes to the factory, and do some testing to see if everything's working. And then I plan on going to the nether at the end, just quickly, because I need more glowstone, and I want to get ready for 1.8 and do a, long range thing in the nether, so I can get nice and far away from here and get some new terrain, just to have a look and see what it's like. And hopefully find a lot of gold so I can finish the factory. Anyways, the first thing I was thinking was, I don't want to go and get more gold. I don't want to go caving. So, the challenge I had was to get the carts up. So I thought if I got them up high, I'd be able to just use gravity to do most of the work, and I wouldn't need as much powered rail. But, I thought I'd use pistons, and this is what happened. And here it is, the Ukrainian staircase, or maybe the Swedish staircase, but, I just needed some color somewhere at some point. And all it does, really, is and it's the same on top. Fraps kind of failed halfway through, so I didn't catch the whole thing. That's why the montage was pretty short. And, all it is, it's 4 groups of pistons. As you can see, the redstone goes to every second one on this side, and the opposite ones on this side, and it's the same above up here, alternating redstone. And then there's just a few delays and that kind of thing to make sure they move in the right order. And I'll just show you how it works. So I give it a quick pulse. This signal starts going around, and the pistons alternate, and what happens when you stick a cart in is it gets sent in at the right time, and it makes its way up. And the problem really I had was I wanted to make one of these for mobs, so that mobs would be able to go into the carts and get pushed up by the pistons. But, this thing is actually too short, so when you go in it yourself, you take damage. So not ideal, really. And I guess I have to make my way up. And I'll take a bit of damage falling down as well, but it doesn't matter because I've been playing in peaceful like a little girl. But more on that in a bit. With fraps it looks horrible. Half the pistons aren't working, but when fraps isn't running, it does look fine. And actually the lag isn't that bad, so I thought it would be horrendous, but it's bearable. So I probably will hook this up at some point. The problem was I built it right in this far corner here, so it's quite far away from where the mobs are. So I had to go caving to get more gold, and I was definitely remembering what everyone said, that I die a lot, and that's what happened. I died a lot. The problem was the cave I came in from was right at the bottom of the main kind of cavern, so all these mobs just kept on falling on me from all different directions, and it was actually quite difficult. But I made the good decision not to start collecting gold and diamonds right away, and to properly light everything out first, because I didn't want to lose anything. And overall, it was quite good I did that, because I got 20 diamonds and a stack of gold and some other good stuff as well. So overall, quite successful. And then I built everything you saw in the mini episode and came back here and started to, work on the factory. As you can see, I've got a new design here. It's basically what happened was more people voted for the glass sticking out, and I kind of agreed. But someone also said, I liked it when it was all exposed and there wasn't the wood everywhere, and you could see each unit kind of separately. So I thought I would at least try that idea again, and I started to take out some of the wall. And, I didn't like it exposed. I don't want to see everything behind there, really. It just kind of looks messy. So what happened was I came up with this design. Basically, you get much better vision from all sides. Well, not from all sides, but you can see, from here you can see them all almost. So I think that's pretty good, really. The only problem is the lighting. Currently I have glowstone on pistons, which is probably not the best idea because it increases the lag, updating the lighting and that kind of thing. And I tried putting glowstone here and here, or there, but when I stood back and looked at it, it looked a bit rude, so I decided not to do that. Another idea I came up with more recently was to have the glowstone here, in between each crusher, and I think that's what I'll do. And again, I need to go to the nether to get more glowstone, so that's what I'll do later on. I also have been trying to make a specified or a specific spider crusher, specifically made for spiders. And, the thing is with spiders, because they're bigger, they take damage at different points than the other mobs. So if I send them into the tall crusher, they'll take damage around the top here, and just by sitting in the cart, they'll be taking damage from being too close to the wall. So I thought that was kind of cheating, and it needed something, more controlled, basically. So the spider comes in, goes over the soul sand, and that's so it doesn't take any damage on the corner. If you don't know, soul sand is kind of actually a bit smaller than it looks, and that means the cart doesn't get caught on the corner. It's like the top of the block is kind of here and not right at the corner there. So the spider flies onto the block there, and then these two netherrack blocks get pushed up. And in the idea of crushing them or, cutting their arms off or whatever. Kind of horrible, but yeah, that's what I came up with. But it doesn't work. What happens is the cart, I'll just show you without triggering, or I'll show you the whole thing. So the cart goes in, and you can see it gets pushed out. Oop, I actually need that back. Oh, whoops, that was a mistake. I guess I'll just have to go down there later and pick it up again. Anyways, the spiders don't take damage when they're on this block and the ones come up from the side. But they do take damage when this one retracts over here. It's a double extension piston, so it gets, clear out of the way. And yeah, it just doesn't work for some reason. They take damage when they're below, but they don't take damage above. So I'll show you how that works. Okay, now is the moment of truth for me. Time to put it back on to normal. I've been playing in peaceful for over a week, and I'm kind of scared that there's going to be mobs spawning everywhere because I've changed quite a lot of stuff. Just while I'm waiting for the mobs to come, I'll show you the tall mob line, what happens with the tall mobs. They come into this kind of separator thing, and they just get pushed. Some get pushed to that side and some get pushed to this side, and it's kind of buggy as well, but I don't think it will matter when everything is running at full speed. But anyways, they get picked up here, fall down here into this empty cart detection, which is currently off. And what would happen is the empty carts fall onto this rail, which is normally pointing over in this direction, and you know, the occupied carts make it all the way across and continue over here. The mobs hit this block and take some damage, and then they make their way through the mob softener, and each lava gives 2 damage, the water puts them out, 2 damage, etc. And yeah, then they hit another block up there. So you can see they come along here, then they go up, they hit the block, and then they go down. This powered rail is to kind of make sure they're not going in at the wrong time. So if they come at the wrong time, they get slowed down and then push through at the right time. And then they fall into the crusher, and the cart comes out here, and just loops around back to a Pez dispenser, which is holding everything at the moment. Up there. And the Pez is also hooked to the same clock the crushers are, so everything remains synchronized. Although my grand plan is to make everything kind of, you know, independently controlled and have tons of redstone everywhere, and yeah, should be pretty epic if I ever get it working. Anyways, just before the tall mobs, I want to show you the problem with the spiders, because, you know, it's kind of weird. I don't quite understand it. Basically, I'm creating a space like this. The spiders are in here, in between 2 blocks, and they don't take damage. But when all the 3 blocks retract, you know, they start, say, like this. Imagine this is a piston here, and there's one here. And when they retract, then the spiders take damage. Yeah, kind of strange. Anyways, I better check on the spiders and make sure there isn't a clog anywhere. Okay, here's the problem. Here's the 2 carts stuck together. I don't know why they decided to do that right there. But problem solved. I accidentally put 2 carts into the system, and it's only designed for 1 at the moment, so I kind of expected that to happen. Okay, so time to pick up a spider. So I'll send a cart down. There's probably one waiting. I shouldn't be hearing skeletons, but just have to deal with that in a minute. And you'll see the weird spider bug and, you know, how they don't take damage where you would expect them to. So here he comes. Oh, and he died completely early. So I don't know why that happened. You know, the spiders shouldn't really be taking damage at any point in the mob system. So I'm not entirely sure why the spiders would come through hurt. Unless it's some kind of fall damage I haven't accounted for. But I guess that requires, you know, some really scientific testing, which I don't know if I'm quite ready for that kind of testing yet. But I guess I'm going to have to solve it. There are other solutions. You know, I could make them spend longer in each crusher and have the crushers deal more damage, and that way they would be less likely to die before they got in. Or I can try and track down the problem, but knowing Minecraft, I don't think I'm going to be able to track down the problem very easily. Okay, here comes a spider through the softener, and you'll see the damage thing. So he doesn't take damage then when he falls, he does. So he ends up dying in the wrong place. Very annoying. I can't quite understand why that would happen. You know, it's basically the same setup. The only difference is one, the spider is falling into a 2-block space, or a 1x1 space. And the other situation is the 2 blocks are enclosing around him. And, you know, it doesn't actually crush them, it's only from the side. So I guess a way I could fix it is to just have a piston coming down from above. But I kind of wanted to avoid that because, you know, it's nice to keep everything low profile. And that way you can see all the mob softeners in the background. And the other way is to have everything coming in more from the side. And I think that's probably what I'll do. But either way, this design isn't working. Yeah, so that's too bad, really. Okay, so you can see I'm starting to get some mobs in there. Some tall mobs. So that means it's time for some tall mob testing. You can see they're kind of glitching out and, you know, flying around into each side. And that's fine. But what should be happening is, well, in my mind, is they should be constantly glitching out. Like all the ones stuck on one side, why aren't they pushing everyone else in towards the middle? So, you know, when they initially fall, they do, but then they kind of mold into a group. Oh, there's one in the middle. Yeah. Always, whenever I say something, you know, the opposite happens. I'll just get past this lag zone and turn on the PES. So there we go. Carts should start to make their way across. You'll see them going up there. And then they go down and pick up the mobs. And there we go. Oh. They make their way through the softener and into the crusher. And they get crushed first time. So that's exactly what I want. But, you know, I knew how all of this worked. I've made the same thing before. So it's not really anything too new. The only difference, really, between the old system, which is this, you know, it's just one loop and one crusher. The only difference is I want to have more brains for the minecarts, so I'm not having 8 loops, one for each crusher, because that would just be a huge amount of rail, and you know, I want to get better at the redstone logic anyways. So, it's clogged. What has happened? I would go up there and investigate, but the only way up is... Oh, I'll just put it to peaceful. I don't want to blow myself up again. So, a zombie died. And how did that happen? Someone died here and left these 2 feathers on here. And then the other carts bumped into it and someone got sent backwards and it ended up dying here. Oh. There it goes. So I guess I really am going to have to find some way of really making sure they're not taking any damage before they get to the mob softeners. Or, I don't know. I might just make them spend longer in the crusher. Seems like the easy option to me. Anyways, yep, bit of a fail. Not very surprised at all. So I guess the thing to do now is to go and get prepared for 1.8. So that means I'm going to get rid of my clogged inventory and get ready to go to the nether. Okay, so here I am at my portal. Just switch it to normal. And let's get ready to go to the nether. So, yeah, like I said, I didn't find my nether that easy to get around. I mean, it took me ages to find the soul sand. Whereas in the past, it's just been, like, everywhere. And I've already been here. I've built some walls. The way out is a little kind of U-bend here. And I think there's one on the other side as well. Oh no, it's all walled in. And yeah, we can see there's some torches kind of roughly where I've been. I use torches because then I know it's me who put them there, you know, as opposed to just lighting a block on fire, because then it gets a bit confusing. And yeah, I don't know, it's pretty nice, but yeah, hard to get around. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a random direction and see which way kind of looks easiest to get around. Obviously not here. I don't really want to go up into the ceiling if possible. So I think what I'll do is I'll just head straight over here. So here I go. So I think that's about all we have time for. I was watching the footage back because I had to go out just before I recorded this end bit. And I think what I did was I headed kind of directly towards my original spawn point. Because I stupidly didn't look at the direction I was heading. And I think that's kind of where I went. But that's not all bad, because I recently actually made a portal at my original spawn point, and it didn't connect properly, or it connected to the one back at the base, which is like miles away. So I'm not entirely sure how portals work. I remember having trouble with them before, but it doesn't matter because I didn't bring any obsidian to make one anyways. So, not very successful. But, yeah, at least I can easily find the way back. Oh, and one more thing. Yeah, I'm constantly being interrupted. So I thought I would leave you with one of the lovely sounds of the countryside where I am. Yeah, it's been kind of pissing me off today. So, enjoy. Okay, bye-bye. Thanks for watching.